Greetings and salutations, students of Greek, Elementary Greek, NTS 5010. My name is Tyler Stewart. I am the professor for this course, the adjunct instructor. So I want to spend some time just going over the syllabus, giving you some information. Of course, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can reach me at tastewart@milligan.edu. Again, that's tastewart@milligan.edu. You can get a PDF copy of the syllabus, of course, on Canvas. But if you have questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out. So I want to spend a bit of time going over some of the details of the syllabus. So this class is an introduction to Koine Greek. The primary emphasis is placed on the mastery of basic grammar and vocabulary to read, translate, and exegete the Greek Bible. Students will be introduced to the importance of the Greek language for a better understanding of the New Testament, the Septuagint, and church history. The Septuagint, for those who don't know, is the Greek translation of the Old Testament from Hebrew into Greek. It's abbreviated as LXX, and that's why it's called, I can tell you why it's called the Septuagint, but I'm not going to do that right now. So the primary purpose of this class is for you to learn Greek. This is the first half of 2 courses, so we will get halfway through the primary textbook, which is N. Clayton Croy's A Primer of Biblical Greek. This is the book. Now, I've taught Greek courses using several different textbooks. This one is my favorite for 2 main reasons. Number one, it's fairly inexpensive, $25. And with that $25, you get everything you need. You don't have to buy the book and a workbook. You get the book, and everything that you need comes with it. The other reason that I like this book is that you read New Testament texts and Septuagint texts, biblical texts, from day one. One of the biggest challenges of learning to read Greek is motivation, because you spend a lot of time memorizing vocabulary, memorizing details, and you will flag in your interest. You'll be like, do I really care that much about this? Do I want to spend this time doing it? And I want to encourage you that it's worth putting in the work now. It will pay dividends down the line. So even as you're waning in your interest, just remember you are translating New Testament Greek, Septuagint Greek. It will make you a better interpreter of the Bible. Some of the recommended textbooks include the Nestle Aland 28th edition, the Novum Testamentum, Greek New Testament. There are different versions of the Greek New Testament. The UBS 5, which is the United Bible Society's 5th edition, has the same Greek text as this book. If you're going to buy a Greek New Testament, I really encourage you to get the NA 28. The reason why is that if you're going to be doing any text criticism or learning how to use the critical apparatus, which I think we'll do a little bit of in the next semester, you'll want to have this book. It will help you to do that work. Another recommended textbook, again, this is not required, but if you're kind of looking for extra resources, Robert Mondy and Peter Corrigan's, A Student Handbook of Greek and English Grammar. You may be the kind of person who, you did great in grammar. You have a strong sense of what a verb and a noun is and an adjective and a preposition, and all of that language makes perfect sense to you. Maybe you've recently learned another language. That's great. But if you're the kind of person who hears the word noun and you're like, I'm pretty sure I know what a noun is, and then you hear the word adjective or a preposition, you're like, I think I know what that is, but if I had to describe it to somebody else, I might not be able to. This is a helpful resource. I will consult this and cite this at various points in my lectures, so you get some of the content without having to purchase the book. But if you're someone who could use a little extra in the grammar department, this is a fairly inexpensive book that can help you in that process. The third book, again, not a required book, but just a recommended resource, is Newman Barclay's Greek-English Dictionary of the New Testament. Now, they've come out with a new edition of this, which is much more expensive. It's $50. I don't think it's worth $50. So if you can find an old version of this, it's worth the $20, $25 you would pay for it. If you're around Milligan, I gotta think there's a used bookstore around there somewhere that some of these are lying around. So try and find one of those. If you can't, that's okay. You don't have to have this, but this will be a helpful resource as you're doing translation for the course. So those are some of the textbooks, both the single required textbooks, that is N. Clayton Croy, as well as a few of the recommended resources that you can check out. So I want to return now to the syllabus itself and spend a bit of time looking at the course requirements. This course is designed for you to work on Greek 5 days a week. And so the way I have it set up is that each week is structured exactly the same, where you spend a little bit of time on each section. Every Tuesday, you'll begin your week looking at the assigned reading and lecture content, which I'll have uploaded to Canvas. Most weeks it will cover just one chapter of Croy. There are the occasional weeks where we get 2 chapters. When that occurs, I will adjust the exercise assignment requirements so that you don't have to just do twice as much work. We don't do it very often, but there are some weeks where it just makes sense to do 2 chapters together. Reading and lecture is vital to the course. So what you should do is complete your reading in Croy, then watch the lectures, and as you're reading for the first time, underline things, circle things, make note of, I don't understand what this means. Watch the lectures that should clarify some things, and then go back to the chapters and identify any confusing concepts and make flashcards. Now, I know, you're saying, Tyler, listen, there's these thing called the internet and the websites where you can download flashcards. Why would I waste my time making my own flashcards? Here's why. The best way for you to learn how to write the alphabet well is just by making yourself flashcards, because you can drill down on that alphabet. But if you just do that at the very beginning, you're not going to learn how to write in Greek, and it will really help in your memory to memorize the words if you make your own flashcards. Of course, on each Wednesday, you're going to do vocabulary. I say of course, but that's what we're going to do in this course. Mastering vocabulary makes reading infinitely more enjoyable without constantly reaching for that lexicon to go, okay, what is this word? What is this word? So each week includes a new vocabulary quiz. So at the end of the week, you're going to get a vocab quiz. So you have to learn this vocabulary, and it's really achievable in just a couple hours a week. Each weekly quiz will include vocabulary, and they're cumulative, so you have to keep up with this as you go. My advice is that you delete TikTok and Instagram from your phone for this and next semester, probably forever, honestly. But if you have to have it, fine. But instead of pulling out TikTok or Instagram when you're in the line at the grocery store, or you're out on a walk, take out your Greek vocab cards. Go for a walk and don't come back until you've got one of them memorized. The other thing that's really going to help you is that instead of just going Greek to English, so you make your vocab cards and you go, okay, logos is word, agape is love, Christos is Christ, and you can go from Greek to English, flip them and go, okay, what's this English word here? I hear is, it's akue, or akuo, excuse me. So you're going to want to go not just from Greek to English, but from English over to Greek. That will help you in your reading. Each Thursday, you're going to submit exercise assignments from the textbook. They're on the corresponding chapters and lecture content. This includes several exercises. Not all are required each week, although in this course, most of them are. I have created Word documents for these exercise assignments that are on Canvas. There are occasional mistakes in these Word documents, so beware of that. But the big thing I want you to know about these Word documents is that the key here is completion. If you complete the exercise assignments, you will get full credit for submitting them. I don't grade them based on, did you get all the answers correct? I grade them based on whether or not you did them. So the first thing you need to do is try. A lot of language learning is trying, failing, and then figuring out what went wrong. So the second part of these exercise assignments is to check your answers. If you don't understand something, reach out to me. Exercises are due each Thursday by 11:30. These are worth 30% of your final grade. So it's really worth submitting these and doing these each week. I will correct these and post them on Fridays, and there will be an optional Zoom meeting. So if you're the kind of person who's going, I don't know how I'm going to do this online, I do an optional Zoom meeting. Optional, you don't have to be there. But this is a chance for you to do office hours, to review completed and submitted exercise assignments, and allow for you to ask questions. I find that students need me most when they don't understand something and need me to walk through it. We'll record any Zoom sessions, so if anybody shows up to those meetings, I'll record our interactions and upload them to Canvas for others to benefit as well. So make sure, if you want to do the optional Zoom, we'll do it at 10:30 Eastern on Fridays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time on Fridays. use review time to figure out corrections and do the completed exercises. Okay. Each Monday, we're going to have a quiz over the week's material, except on the days that we do a exam. So on weeks 5, 10, and 14, there will be an exam, and that will pay off for the quizzes. Quizzes are worth 25% of the grade. Each exam is worth 15%, totaling 45% of the total grade. So here's a summary of weekly expectations, time commitment. In the beginning, vocabulary will take less time. Lecture and reading might take more time, and then eventually those will kind of rotate and balance out. The extras assignments will probably take most of the time each week, so you can kind of work on those as you go. So you have sort of the assignment, the hours per week, and then semester hours estimates. These are estimates, right? So it may take you more or less time as you go. So those are some of the key things from the syllabus that I want you to know. Again, if you have questions about the syllabus, if you have questions about me, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer them. I'm really looking forward to this course. Greek is one of my favorite classes to teach, and so I hope that it's beneficial to you. I think it will help you in your ministries, and it will help you better understand the New Testament.